Scientists have studied how small electric currents change the way people think and feel. In 2013, Dr. Christian Ruff from the University of Zurich found that applying a mild electric current to the prefrontal cortex made people less empathetic and more selfish. Dr. Adrian Rain from the University of Pennsylvania, 1997 to 2018, discovered that low-frequency stimulation of the amygdala reduced fear and guilt, making it harder for people to recognize distress in others. Dr. Antonio Damasio from the University of Iowa, 1990s-2000s, found that disrupting the ventromedial prefrontal cortex made people lose emotional connections to moral decisions, leading them to make cold, calculated choices. Now, let's look at the E-meter used in Scientology auditing. It operates at electrical levels within the same range as those used in these studies. If scientists saw people losing empathy, fear, and moral concern at those levels, what happens when someone uses an E-meter over and over? Auditing sessions last for hours, sometimes every day for years. It's possible this repeated exposure gradually weakens emotional responses and makes people more detached, without them even realizing it. This could explain why many longtime Scientologists seem unemotional or robotic. But in the Sea Org, where members are subjected to constant security checks and interrogations rather than regular auditing, the effect could be even worse. These security checks, done with the E-meter, are designed to break people down and force confessions. When someone is put on a punitive program, they're interrogated for 5 or more hours a day, digging for so-called crimes. Over time, this process might not just numb emotions, but create a cycle of psychological damage, where members become more like the people interrogating them, cold, detached, and willing to punish others in the same way. Scientology calls this putting in another person's ethics, but in reality, it may just be a system that turns people into enforcers, stripping away their natural empathy, a kind of psychopath factory that keeps feeding itself. Whether this was intentional from the beginning or an unforeseen consequence, the result is the same: a culture where punishment and control become the norm.